host LGUs are the City of Cebu, the Cebu Province, Municipality of Tabuela, City of Mandaue, City of Danao, City of Naga, and City of Lapu-Lapu. And before we're going to start with our press con, we'd like to acknowledge our VIPs and the persons behind the organization, the hosting of the 2018 Philippine National Games. Starting with, from the Philippine Sports Commission, and she's the head of the Secretariat, National Head of Secretariat of the Philippine Sports Commission, Ms. Annie Ruiz. From the Philippine Sports Institute of the Philippine Sports Commission, Mr. Noni Lopez. The Executive Director of the Cebu Provincial Sports Commission, Attorney Ravi Abin. We also have the Sports Chairman of the Cebu City Sports Commission, Mr. Edward Haico. And of course, the overall chairman of the Philippine National Games, no less than El Presidente himself, the PSC Commissioner, Ramon El Presidente Fernandez. To start, we'd like to request Mr. Edward Haico to give an opening remarks.
Good morning. It's such a great honor after 20 years for Commissioner Mon Fernandez and Chairman Cruz Ramirez to bring the PNG back to Cebu. And with that, we'd like to thank you, Commissioner Mon. And we have, I think, 8,000 to 9,000 athletes. Well, we're expecting 3,000. Huh? We're expecting over 3,000. So these are prime athletes. These are not ordinary athletes. They are vying for the Philippine National Games. So let's cream of the crop. So let's give that rare, unique, and uniquely Cebuano welcome to all of them. Thank you very much for the honor.
And from the Cebu Province, we'd like to request the Executive Director, Attorney Ravi Abin, also his opening remarks.
Good morning. Kami po sa province of Cebu is very honored to co-host this very prestigious national competition and Philippine National Games. We have so far done our part in preparing, in coordinating with the LGUs, where the games in the province will be held in the cities of Danao and Naga and the municipality of Tabuilan. So, nagandang po kami ani naganihan siguro I briefed the governor about this opening of the BNG this coming Saturday. Nalipay siya mo-host sa mga nagkadayan ng mga kita coming from the different places in the country. So, with that, pasalamat minimo ang sermon. No? Ayaw, di ka matanggap na mo hangyo o doon na yung mga ipang-mahol pang mga bukti events, sports events na rin sa probinsya sa Subo o sa syudad sa Subo. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat, Dr. Ravi Abin. And this morning, gusto request atong nagkasipagpakpak na ito ang overall chairman sa PNG, the Philippine National Games, to give us a rationale and the history of the Philippine National Games. Please have a welcome the President himself, PSC Commissioner Ramon Fernandez.
Thank you, Rick. Good noon to all. Maayong punto kanilang tanan. First of all, I'd like to thank the province and the Cebu City for accepting the hosting of the rebirth, would like to call the Philippine National Games. I never even heard of the Philippine National Game until I became one of the commissioners. No? And I talked to the former POC President Celso Berry. I think he was the first one nagsukod na eh. No? So I had a talk with him and he briefed me about this program. No? So ang istoryahan sa board, PSC, that I think this is one program that we really have to revive. No? We envision this to become the Philippine Olympics of sorts. No? We're hoping the time will come that this is going to be the tryouts for the national team members that will become national team members later on. No? That's why ang atong gibuhat, lahat anang national team members has to play for their LGUs. No? Unlike previously, there were different teams. No? So it's really only province and cities. No? We wanted to do this last year, but because our priorities last year, Manggod, was to clean up or rather organize the PSC, our house first. No? So na-delay na yung kamay and finally mag-open na yung tap. No? So as I said, we envision this to be the Philippine Olympics. No? And hopefully, since we are hosting next year the SEA Games, so probably this is going to be a biennial tournament. No? So every 2 years natin gawin buhaton. So hopefully by next year, all the rules and guidelines will be in place and we will be able to streamline everything. Good day to all.
Salamat, PSC Commissioner Juan Fernandez. And just like to inform everybody that the last time we hosted the Philippine National Games was in 1997. So that was 3 years after Talamang Pambansa. So that is exactly like 21 years ago. So ngayon pa rin naman ang video, siguro ng taon, o may pagtaon ninyo during the Philippine National Games. And we'd like to give you updates on the preparations of the Philippine National Games. Just focus your eyes on the screen. So, as you know, this is a multi-sports event, and it's being hosted by different local government units. So, most of the events are being held here in Cebu City. The farthest is in Tabuela, which is the triathlon. So, in Lapu-Lapu City, softball and baseball are being held in Mactanar Base. And of course, we have archery in Danao City and mountain bike. And Naga City is also one of our hosts for tennis and in weightlifting, and of course in Mandawi City for RNS. And most of the events are being held here in Cebu City. So as you see, you have the vendors. Yeah, and to give you more updates on the venues and the events that will be played during the week-long events, that will start on the May 19th for the opening ceremonies. And the first day of action will start on 20th. So the centerpiece of any athletic events is always the athletics and swimming. So the swimming and competition and the athletic events are held here in Cebu City. And to give more updates on the preparations, I'd like to give the floor now to our PSI from PSC, Mr. Noni Lopez.
This is a minor correction of the slide. So on 19, we just have the opening. So tennis there will have their first day of events on the 20th. So you might go there and expect games for tennis. So everything is okay except for the changes in tennis in Naga and in Philippine. So which is going to be opening all events, most of the events will be starting on May 20, Monday. And just to also reiterate, so the out of Cebu events will be one in Naga, so we have weightlifting, sepak takraw, and tennis for women. And then now we have cycling and archery. Tabuelan we have the triathlon and duathlon. And then Lapu-Lapu we have softball, and Mandawi we will have tennis. All the rest will be in city. Thank you.
Okay, for the solidarity meeting, that's a meeting of all coaches and NSA, let me say, the National Sports Association. So they're going to discuss tomorrow what we expect in their week-long stage in Cebu, and at the same time, what to expect during the games and the schedule of activities for tomorrow. And of course, all the head of the delegation of coaches also meet with local and the national sports associations. So the solidarity meeting that will be tomorrow. We'd like to show you also, we'd like to give you siguro an idea of what will happen in the opening ceremonies. No? We will have a parade at exactly 2 in the afternoon. And of course, we're expecting that all the delegates will arrive. The assembly point will be in DOH, Department of Health. Number of pataas po maayo ka po yung mga athlete. And from DOH straight to Smaya Boulevard and to Cebu City Sports Center. So the parade, this will be joined by cultural dance mga dancers from different local government units in the province of Cebu. And of course, we have also mga Cebu dancers that will be joining the parade. Okay, so the opening ceremony will be attended by, of course, Mayor Thomas Mena, and of course, Governor Hilario Davide, and our special guest of honor is no less than the President of the Republic of the Philippines, President Rodrigo Duterte. Okay, so we have lots of surprises. We have an element of surprises for the opening ceremony. That is something to watch. Next, we'd like to show you also, we'd like to give you updates also on the billeting areas. So most of the billeting areas are held in Cebu City. And the other billeting areas are located in adjacent to the venue, like in Lapu-Lapu, in Lapu-Lapu City, Magdan Airways. In Naga also, athletes are also billeted in Naga City. So I think 60% are billeted here in the city also. Okay? So that's the number of medals at stake. Also medals at stake. The billeting quarters next. Okay. So that's the medal at stake. That's a total of 2,576 medals at stake. Later on, we're going to show you how the medals look like during after our press conference. Okay? So we'd like to welcome all the members of the Thai media. So at this point, the floor is open now for open forum. So if you have any questions, you can just address your questions to any of our officials here seated at the VIPs. Okay? Is anyone have a question? Yeah, from CDN, we have Mars Allison and Robert.
So for the PNG, we have the 16 and above, except for some sport of the heat division. But PNG is basically 16 and above. Yes.
Yeah, but it's categorized as 16 and above level. It's this is the elite, supposed to be the elite of the elites now. And we have a few exceptions, like Rizomo Ono, she's only 14 years old. Table tennis is yan. She'll be coming also to play. Because hindi man contact sport and table tennis, so we allow that.
Next question? A follow-up question from Mars.
Follow-up. So, 16 above, so what are the categories? How are you going to awarding na to sa medals in overall champion, considering that we have 5 nationals?
Based on the LGU, the teams, it's as simple as that. Number of medals a province or a city gets.
So I think the medal system is based on the International Olympic medal system. So gold, the number of golds, and silver. So as of now, we have 2 golds and 2 silvers for this year with the gymnastics team. Okay, some more questions?
For Sir Noni, sir, namin ganing uban na athletes or mga kung below 16 lang age, are they allowed to compete?
Yes, example of that is if Rizumo Ono is only 14 years old. At table tennis, as a really contact sport player, okay lang, archery, pwede man, no? Because we want to expose these kids. We want them to compete at a higher level. That's the only way really to improve these kids.
Kung in this case, no, may mag-handle sa technicalities and...
Yes. Most, I think, not all, the recognized LSAs by the POC.
So open siya category, especially for mga younger ones, as long as measurable sports, hindi contact sports.
Yes.
Sir, clarification lang po. Regarding sa tally ba, as a tally, they like, for example, other NSAs have their junior and senior. So, kung sa ako na mag-count sa medal na, except, wala rin labot ang mga senior or sa cover.
Regardless, we count it as one medal, regardless of the division. Which is total all the medals earned by the LGU. Again, some of the groupings or categories were actually given to us guidelines by the NSA, so we just follow the NSA recommendation in terms of number of medals per sport.
Yeah, Samsung, tell Southeast.
Good morning. Anyone can answer this question. Sir, with this sa LG start na, kung saan conditions at kung playing venues, especially kung outdoor games, yung triathlon, beach volleyball, kumusta ang conditions sa playing?
Conditions? Yeah, well, I think sa triathlon we're ready. Sa beach volleyball, we have some challenges because we really wanted white sand for the beach volleys, but I think the NXA already approved what we have right now. Okay, so existing siya. We wanted to buy it, but it cost about 450,000 pesos. And we have to get it from one place, and that's City Hall. And we've been trying to get in touch with the governor just to secure that. No? So, for that decision is San Pedro pa rin, and then using the same point.
Maybe we can ask also with regards to updating preparations for, especially the Buena and Mindanao, which is the farthest venue.
As mentioned by Nona yung kuwan, ang triathlon video na ito, yung kabulan, ready na sila na ito. Because ang Gio is kuwan na experience na sila yung handling the triathlon event. So they are 100% ready for the competition.
Wala kayo ng cycling sa doon?
Cycling also. Ang Danao just expecting na ready sila na ito. Except yung mga little things na lang ilang i-finalize.
The good thing with the Buena is they've been hosting triathlon. And I think they did well in organizing it. Wapo may mga feedback. At the same time, they've been hosting like mountain biking. So at least kabawa na rin sila. Yes, we have Calvin.
Kasi ito sa high point sa kami, say, what are the support that your respective sports commissions extend sa PNG?
So the support that the local government units is giving to the Philippine National Games. The support. The Philippine National Games, the hosting. Yes.
We have 9 Philippine areas, Tena and Cebu City. And we're very flexible. In fact, I think of course we welcome anything that they request, or even if it was anything Pangasinan was to put down Princess Elementary School, we accommodated them. So we're quite flexible. And we have, I think, 13 buses servicing them. And we have security, we organize security, traffic, etc. So we're pretty supportive to the PSC. Did we answer that question?
Same with our preparation sa local, the ability sa mga athletes, security, medical, preparations, yun, gana, muna ay basic na mga preparations. The preparations of the playing venues. And also, we assisted a little amount no, sa LGU nga nitabang na tumadto sa probinsya aron paghatag og mga allowances kung pagkaon sa ilang mga volunteers. Gapay lang, ay lang magsama.
Kals, thank you for that question. I just like to take this opportunity to thank them. And they're the people behind the scene, one of the unsung heroes of, one of the unsung volunteer heroes of this PNG. They're working, they're like a hotel. If you go to a school, public school, they're like a hotel. No, there's a reception, somebody escorts them to the room, and our public school teachers are really kinasing-kasing welcoming all the athletes. They treat them like house guests. So if you visit some of them, it would be nice. Para you'll see how our public school teacher and school principal will welcome the athletes. Very fun. Very nice. Mura joke, nagbanding sila.
Yes, we have a question from Roberto Palinay, Iloferio.
Sir, good morning, sir. Ang PNG normally is dominated by athletes from the Manila, University of Philippine. Kung sa may kulong sa atong mga athletes sa Cebu, ang report ready for this real action. Kung tingalin, manarotok siya kita kay national athletes.
You know, Sir Bob, it's a mixed feeling because we're the host. Yeah, we are the host. Mixed feeling because we want to welcome them at the same time. We want to meet them. So half of us actually want to win, but half of us also as a host want them to feel good. So, you know, sometimes you have to balance that. Okay? If we are two warrior, they come to our house and we. So that's my personal mixed feeling every time we host a game.
But you know, in sports, we only claim sportsmanship after the real competition. The aim, the goal actually is to win goals. Now, asa napitan na ang Cebu maka-harvest o mga goals. Asa napitan sa kadagang events na namurag klate sa namuratigo sa mga kundal.
Let me add, for this PNG, the national team will be representing the LGU. This means that even if they're in Manila as a national team athlete, if they're from Cebu, they will be representing Cebu. Okay, so unlike before that there's one national team in Manila. Okay, so these athletes national team represent individual LGU. So what sport? It will depend on. We have to check on athletes from Cebu, national team athletes from Cebu. So I'm sure that they'll be giving us a goal. Like that sport.
Now my idea is from Cebu City. Now my idea na mga members of the Philippine team will be seeing action. We're representing Cebu City. Now my idea. They have an idea that is Cebu City. Na members of the Philippine team will be seeing action. Enjoy ka ba? Sa I think some, mga members of the Philippine team siguro, I have to identify they will be playing, representing their local government units.
We have a, Sir Bob, we had a briefing a few days ago with, I think we're 400 athletes from Cebu City. And we gave them some final instructions by hook or by crook. Doon nga, hindi na tawag kita. But you know, half of that is joke. Because, of course, I also told them, we want to win, but we also want to welcome. So that's what we instructed 400 athletes that's representing Cebu City.
Yeah, by welcoming them, they have to play their best also. That's also welcome. As isang yung pildiyo sila, that's a good welcome. Hit us next time.
Kami sa kuwan sa province of Cebu, nga mong giapilan out of 22 events, 3C ka po. We also had our briefing already with the coaches. And now we are positive also with our chances to win gold. So kini mga pinilit po nila mga athletes kini among ipapil sa PNG. For one, ako very optimistic with our volleyball team sa province. In fact, champion Miss Mayor's Cup karon. So we are optimistic nga magka-gold ka. We are hoping sa nga kining sa mga events sa mga apilan sa province na magka-gold din.
Yeah, the reason why I ask the question because Cebu has issued a winning games. In fact, it is a good history
Sabi
of
niya,
the world.
try mo ng gitna na
First
siya.
time there are
Ano yun? Ito yun? Hindi ba masyado malapit?
In worldwide way of combating. That's why it's very unfair that during pastoral combating, the Cebu was watching the game, and then they pulverize their water for us. It's not fair. That's why I believe it.
Yes, that's precisely Bob,
Hindi ako.
atong gibalik ng mga national team players, athletes, to their LGUs para ma-encourage further ang mga LGUs to come up with a really honest-to-goodness grassroots program. In fact, as I've announced earlier, the top 5 finishers will receive 5,4,321. No? But people attend niya ko siya, ang piling na money, magamit lang nila para sa ilang sports program. No? So, as I said, this is just the start. We're hoping that we keep on improving these games as the years go by.
That's why, sir, that's why, kung ayaw labok ang Cebuano, withdraw crowd, magpuno ng gymnasium to give us cheering squad.
For sure, cheering taga Cebu.
Kaya wala na, masiya ang makita rin.
Actually, ganyan nga reklamo si Brando, kasi hindi ko na-practice ilang volleyball team, dusi na kabulay lang nakuha. Yan, ganyan ako na-shot po practice ang Cebu City, na problema sa Cebu City, wag na nakita ang shot put na pinagpunta. Nakita ko rito sudlon. So, may nandukan sa mga taga Cebu.
Kasi nga sa ramo, withdraw crowd, ha? Sige na crowd. Ano ka din eh? Wala ka cheering squad, pero kanunay ka natiguon, ang muling ko sa mga spiritual guest.
Pagajian. Okay, do you have any other questions? Okay, Dave, usap.
We are mga among delegation na 220, including na nasa coaches and players.
For Sir Edward, sir, bilang passport yung events yung apilan sa Cebu Province, 13 out of 24 Cebu City.
Kompleto ba? How many events kung Cebu City kapilan?
Mostly,
We feel that
80% ang pag-iapilan.
Ha?
Mostly.
Oh, ay,
80%. Gymnastics na,
all.
archery.
I think all.
Yes.
Kompleto? Yan, I think kompleto. Kompleto.
Even rugby football.
And like other, you have, I just don't know kung gold or silver, but we have medals already sa gymnastics.
We have 2 golds. 2 golds, 4 silvers.
Oh, very good, see?
Na problema pa nila itong gymnastics ha, kay Lugay, pag tumbling ni Daniel de la Pisa, naabot sa ato. Karoon pa nakaulit.
Ay, vaccine na to. Vaccine, no?
Vaccine, hindi ang vaccine.
Okay, dito sinuklas yung sa totoong luwa rin. National. Kunyang yung palalan doon ni itong isa to, Ibrahim. Gihimong pagsimbag sa kontra. Muna sa picture nyo na yung sibumayan ng ano lang. Parang nakakawag ang mga book ID ng mga kontra. Sipo-sipo sa akin ng mga yung puras, sakitas doon sir. Dito na sa
Actually, yun yung palaro mabansa. Yung palaro mabansa, I think it's called Kwento Kagaya de Oro. So, ito si Guapo yung training dito. I think we got one goal also, courtesy from Paxel from Bohol. So, ang training dito sa Cagayan de Oro Kuno, ito na mga best na boxers nila kung saan nagka-gym ang training. So, 6 out of 10 goals, buha sa Cagayan de Oro.
Well, talking about boxing ba, maybe maybe wakatago. But since last August pa, nagsugod namin din sa PSC, sponsored 2 tournaments, hindi lang sa province 2 tournaments a month in boxing, age group boxing. So we're hoping, 1 or 2 more years, maayo na yung mga bataan.
Sir, open na question, sir. Pila tayo use ang buha ko.
Yeah, Annie, you have a breakdown, Annie?
We now receive about 96 LGUs all over the country sending their confirmation that they're clubbing. So, 28 from Luzon, 27 in Mindanao, NCR 15, and 26 from Visayas.
26 of Visayas. How many did I put? 35 cities in Visayas? 39?
Okay. Other questions, Dave?
Or, sir, sir, di ba naman before may athletes or 4 athletes, but those don't unconfirmed athletes. What's the athletes, sir?
So Form A, we have to receive a total of 8,000 entries. So in the Form B for now, Form B registered is 3,091. Sometimes some LGUs maximize their slots. So when they send their Form A, it's only just a number of athletes. Once they send their Form B, with the names of the athletes, that's when we count the total of 3,091. But we are still expecting some more LGUs to be arriving today and tomorrow, so this might increase. And so at least 3,091 athletes for PNG as of yesterday.
Question? Yes, Rico Navarro.
I agree with the statement there. It would be nice to really envision the PNG to be the Olympics. Although we know from our part as observers, we're not in there. We're not in there kasi every year, nagkakuha sila. The implementation, etc. Hopefully, it's going to be the sort of things. The question here is now, what do you see now to be the key elements na para identify nila ito, more than the Olympics of the Philippines? So what are the key elements that you want to look for there? Of course, it's not the national team members are there. But I'll give you an idea. Volleyball, I'm a volleyball fan also. I'm not pursuing analyze about this playing, but I don't think she will play because of the role BBL. So, what factors are you looking at para at least mag-gauge siya na ito? Later on, iguman na murag Olympics din pero kuha mo naman. What factors are you looking at?
Yeah, one of the discussions we had actually is that if it's going to be PNG, the best will be here. Some of the discussions were dapat tanang regional medalists should be in that PNG, right? So it should be obligatory for medalists, or we should find ways na hindi sila, all these athletes should be present during the PNG, no excuses. On top of that, I was with Mayor Gomez last month, 2 months ago. One of the I think laws that si Congresswoman Lucy Torres Gomez is endorsing is the PNG law. It should be there every year, funded by the government, and making sure that aside from being PNG there, making sure that no other tournaments within the week or two during the competition. So, because the problem we have is, we have the PNG, you probably knew that there are some mini events a week before, a week after. So, if the athletes are competing every week, problem of injury. So, it should be a sacred 2 weeks or sacred month actually for the PNG, and then making sure that all the best athletes in the Philippines will be there representing their LGUs.
Follow-up question to that. We know that the president is coming, but for us in the media to also somehow sell the PNG, can we have some names of national team members who we know are confirmed to join? I mean, it's part of, we have to sell the PNG as well. It's a minority. We don't join the knowledge in the
We invited 220 national athletes. Okay, so we'll have the confirmation probably by today and tomorrow. But we already bought, I would say 90% bought tickets for them. So that's, we're expecting about 220 national athletes for the PNG. Unless there be some injuries, but most of them are actually required.
What will happen if they will be beaten by the athlete during the competition? Competing during the competition. Mga national athletes.
Then that would mean that the challenger should have a chance to be the national team. Right?
Question, yes, Fabi?
The national athletes should be competing. It didn't be competing with the local boys, but with the Stacos.
I think you already answered it. So, yeah.
Actually, sir, yung national team po na matatalo, yung challenger, not automatic po, napapalitan yung challenger. PNG is just one of the qualifying tournaments po.
How about like national records broken? Na-break mga national records for miserable events? Like swimming and then...
It will be counted. Again, for like for example, table tennis. So you have the regular tournament for 4 days. So you have a champion there. If the champion is not part of the national team, they have tryouts a day after, the 2 days na yun. So the last 2 days, they have the tryouts, pangalan ka champion. Then the tryouts will be competing against other national team athletes. So that way the coach will be able to identify if he's really qualified to be part of the national team. And so he will be recognized.
So it will be changed. What about the coaches? Will be changed also by the winning coach?
But that's Mr. Enrico. Sorry, I wasn't able to listen to your question.
That's precisely why among gibalik na
ang format na national athletes will play for the LGUs. No? Because we want this to become the tryouts they are for the national team members. You all agree with me, you all know na sa set-up karon, ang mga members sa national athlete, katulad those luwag, favoritism, di ba? That's precisely why among giinganyo ang mga LGUs para karon, kung doon ay mga national athletes belonging to the NSA's Pildihon of athletes from the provinces, nauban na nga mo ang governor or ang mayor ng musulti sa NSA, hey, you have a better player than your national team member. Ikisa na ninyo, no? So that's precisely our...
Same also, bumabreak ng national record, dahil ang record holder, na-break ng national record.
Yes. Kasi activities siya, di ba? But still, again, it will be the NSA that has the final say on their athlete nila kung sa ilang butang. But at least doon lang tayo pressure from both the PSC because we have supervisory and visitorial powers over them. Amo naman yung Marcelo, PSC ro. No? Just watch in the coming days, coming weeks. No? Pwede naman akong ingnan ng NSA, dito din yung kaon, hindi mo, sorry, if you will not change your coach or your player, we will not fund you anymore. Look for your funding. It's as simple as that.
Change the coach and the players.
Exactly.
Okay. Some more questions? You have any questions? Yeah, Jason.
For Cebu City and province, sir,
Don't be received the kanila.
Isa may runner-up, isa ito. Isa may runner-up, isa ito. Cebu province, Cebu City. Pwede tos po yun. Do you have in mind how many target medals? Attorney? Wala ka. Conservative estimates. Yeah, you're strong. Aside sa volleyball.
Ang kuha na mong archery, ligo na. Archery, Brad, sa pala ligo na ito, Brad?
We have boxing.
Boxing, di ba? Oh, we have one boxing. Para na po, kini nga mong ipili ng mga players, athletes for the PNG, no? Yung mga maayo sa probinsya. We are hoping that we can we can learn during the competition. We can perform well during the competition.
How about Cebu City? What's your dance sports? Aside from dance sports.
Aside from dance sports, of course, we were very supportive of gymnastics, no? Because of what we see in our lane. Boxing there's some it's we're still dealing with the we want the right attitude. So we're still searching for that to be connected with that partner. Well, Sepak, we're okay. We're hopeful. Badminton, we're hopeful. Weightlifting, we're quite strong there. We're quite strong in weightlifting. Table tennis, we're also very hopeful for table tennis. Is that? Archery, yeah, we're still in that one. We're still fighting archery, but we're still hopeful for archery. What's up, Tonay? Badminton, okay pa. Doctor is okay. Arnis, what are we, now? We're using the countdown. We're very hopeful with Arnis. Isa pa, kaya dyan tingin na, okay. We're strong.
Okay, so I think
athletics we're good. We're good. Except we got violated a few times. Swimming, struggling.
actually, being host city, inahandle mo daw sa host city ko daw. Especially in Cebu province. So, inahandle na Kabiba.
Seven were the champion.
Yes.
Let me just take this opportunity also to announce to you kay Victor Rones at the press conference sa Manila regarding the MOA that was signed by the United States Sports Academy and PSC. No? This MOA was signed April 4 last month by the chairman and two of our professors. This will make available now study programs. There will be a certificate, a graduate course, and we'll start with that first. No? Ang buhaton sa PSC, we will spend for the tuition fee of the participants. Pinapanggiayo ang guidelines kung sila qualify for that. No? 50 coaches from the NSAs, 50 coaches from DepEd, and 50 coaches from the different LGUs. Doon na sila yung qualification process. No? Because we believe, kita naman lang kung walay program na yung nani, walay Philippine Institute, no? Philippine Sport School for coaches and players. No? Like I mentioned, di ba, Jason, ako na na-estoryahan, gusto ka mag-appeal. No? So, the diploma course is about 200 hours. Ang mga taga-USSA will come here. I think we're hoping this will start next month, June, or the end of June. Malaysia is also implementing the program. We have a MOA with Malaysia also and USSA. So nito na tayo ng programa. We hope to catch up in the coming years against our Southeast Asian and Asian neighbors. And we also have programs MOA with the KISS, Korean Institute of Sports Science. I think they come here every quarter, pero paano nila training lang of coaches. No? Ha? Gusto na, welcome po, madala. Okay, so we are connecting with the ATLEC, Australian Sports also Sports Academy, China, and now I think the last cassette we're hoping to tie up with them.
Okay, so before we close the press con, I'd like to request Mr. Romel Mendoza to tell you more on the accreditation process of the media, the local and national media, and of course, media center.
Ang accreditation has been submitted sa required before. Ang newspapers has been naka-apply na. Ang broadcast o TV, wala pa rin nakahatag. So, sorry kayo itong na-accredit daan, diling din po makasulod sa Sports Center on the 19th. Kay grabe kay stricto ang PSC. No? Grabe. Now sa 19th, the IDs will be distributed starting tomorrow. Only tomorrow, kaya katong mga lista na, ipanghatag na sa mga editors na kinsay mo kuhan. Dito lang na starting 8 a.m. tomorrow, ato to sa registration dito sa badminton area kay ang PSC na kuha ng pictures, no? Yung pictures niya mo na distribution na sa mga IDs dito. Kaya sa 19th, nakatay ang katong belly dancing room will be our holding area sa mga media para dungan ang nagsaka. Dungan nagsaka kay require yun sa PMS na madungan nagsaka ako order dito sa grandstand or dito sa tawag niya sa kuwan kay grabe. Grabe yung PSC. So, again, naatay one lane for media only. Media only na i-alon, no? Naatay mga usherates na aton diri sa kuwan sa holding room. Kaya dito sa kuwan, we will try to provide coffee before that one. Then in the evening, we will have a dinner.
May was late briefing sa PC.
Ang PIA may mo conduct sa briefing. Si Mike Fayet, gabi for media briefings. Basta ang concern is the accreditation of the reporters, sports reporters, and the other beats, no, aside from the sports beats, na ay ipada siguro si Payet na advisory to cover kay Juan. So Payet will be coordinating with the sa main news, no, sa TV and radio. So murag naagin makakaroon basta sa for now ang sports media murag nahatag yun sa mga editors mo ay akong na submit sa Manila. Okay?
So by tomorrow, by the opening ceremonies on the 19th, we have a special lane. When you go inside the sports center, we have a special lane for media. We have also a special lane for the performers and the speakers. A reminder that we're very strict because the president is coming, so not tayo mga sibotili. Buti niya nagagawin sana. At the same time, just bring back na nagagawin back. Station mga pointed, mga sharp, mga things, hindi siya pwede. Even ballpens, but I informed them, how about the media? Magdami ng ballpen, so exempted siguro ang media, so that's why you have a special team. And during the opening ceremonies, you have a special seats also, and that will be magagay na ng presidential management staff sa sa PIA natin. Okay, for the media center, this will be our media center on the following day, on the 20th until the 26th. So the media center will be very also the secretariat also. So if you have some like I think we will be providing also computers and Wi-Fi and of course copiers.
niya.
Broadband. And of course, like, we're coordinating also with Sky Cable, we can also put out some screens.
And also, on the 20th, that's Sunday, I am inviting all the press for dinner sa La Fortuna, Ilanitaw. The Manila press, the Davao press, everybody of the press people are hosting dinner for you. Okay? So if you can find out the numbers from the Cebu side, please tell Romel, kung pila mo kabok so we can tell Chow. I think kung ang utas, kung pila na nila ipatawag Chow. Okay?
Okay, so that's what you said. We have last questions? Okay. Are we providing vehicle to local media, national media to the far, natay last one. Yeah, we will take note of that, and maybe the center, the sports center, and we will identify also as an area. There is a sports center Makita at that time. Yes.
Request. I hope that since tomorrow, solidarity meeting, yung na-tournament manager sa mga informed din, mag-inventory naman sa
Okay.
Like, sa palaro.
The solidarity meeting will be on the 19th at 9 a.m. at the Cebu City Sports Gymnasium. That's Saturday morning. Okay, request daw nila, say na to be friendly naman with the local media.
In what way, curious ko is, in what way are they unfriendly? In what way? Specifics.
Bigyan mo pakita sa results. Like, ilan nag-show sa, ilan sa meeting, ilan ako nag-announce, ano kayo mas i-verify ko? Sa meeting, kanay ilan i-award, di na pa rin ang ako. Hindi na sa
I don't know if the system is going to be centralized through one committee, in Europe, or will the media be required to talk to every single journal manager? Sometimes they're very hard to talk to. And we don't break up the system. I will meeting at results online, so you can come out for a day, or
For PNG, it could be centralized through Roman's team. So parang direction. Okay? From domination direction from Roman's team.
I'm just thinking, just out of my head. Probably, if there are 10 or 20 media asking the same question, that's a possibility. That's why maybe centralizing is a solution. Just a thought that is.
Yes, sir, but like, naman-teachers na, like, we have different deadlines. Yan iba sa kita ng media what to openly.
Just to share the curriculum I do. We make our own results already. Because crucial now is getting results. What happened today? Foundation medals that become makers. That's nothing more. What happens today? So what we do, discuss as a team. So what we do, assistant, we compile the results.
Maybe we'll have
a group list for the media. Send to mo na lang para at least mas faster email with different venues.
you can use the chat group. Actually, most of the media we have that time. So most of the since there are volunteers in the event, the different venues, so maybe we can send them the results as early as 2:30. Let's start on because the video will start right.
What we can do probably is, Robert, we can probably make a chat group ready for the PNG media so that when you once the response, you can send it.
Chief, ako i-require that for the nakamit tayo mga tournament managers, assistant tournament managers, or the tournament managers na local, sila ako i-require to forward the results to the media center or the results sa sinagtangyan through forward that
But that doesn't happen often. My question is, do we allow the tournament manager to disclose results? That's the answer.
We know some of the judges, so we know na nakataon nila athletes, we need the official time. Like sa athletes, you cannot just involve na, also and so on, and the 100-meter games. But some other maybe some mga editors, if we do not have the time. So one ang concern is we know na nakataon, naka-silver, but we do not have the official time.
Usually NSA man good. Although nahuman ng event, di pa nang i-verify event, nabay di-violate. Even in track and field, even swimming. Kasi may mga violations sila. That's the time na, kung may violations sila, they will report na sila, release nila through official release nila. Kung may violation.
Like, for example, in the case like, basta, may events pa, pero, kung ano ko na working.
Ako na siya. Sige. We will take note of that. Maybe we will just request the NSA. And of course, we will be also requiring each NSA that they have an assistant, or maybe the local NSA will assist to give official resort to the local secretariat, the media center. We created a chat group. Maybe we can add Roman Mendoza. It's complete already with Cebu Sports Media. Just include Roman Mendoza. We part of the chat group. So whatever results we have gathered, we will post it in the messenger. And of course, with regards to the medal tally, it has to be uniform. Sometimes they read the newspaper, gold. I think it will be released by the secretariat so that dili mag-iup ito, naguna naman ako sa mga resort. Because sometimes there are local media na very resourceful. They have the result, especially multi-venues sila. So doon sila very resourceful sila. So makukuha sila mga update, the latest update. So maybe we'll have the medal tally, we'll have it uniform if the secretariat will release their medal tally. With regards naman to your coverage and sports event, I know that you want something different from the other media. Sometimes you get stories, we get good stories of the athlete, but with regards to the time, results, as long as it's official, that's the time we will ask the NSA to give it to the media. Okay? So do you have any suggestions?
Sir, naman tayo counterpart ng sa education to, we have the local sports coordinator. So, kato sila yung pagkatanon because they could help you because they are Cebuanos. Then, who supports the NSA? So, by the time, mga itag oras, so may oras diha sa athletic swimming, at least, you have now confirmed.
Kasi sila mismo din sa tigaan sa
NSA. I mean, they are closely. They are tied up to
Okay, and then we'll be having a meeting with the solidarity meeting. We will discuss everything, and I need suggestions together with the NSA. And I think the NSA will be doing it. So if you have any questions, we will entertain 3 more questions before we're going to call this meeting adjourned, conference adjourned. Yes. Okay, so at this point, I'd like to give the floor now again to our VIPs, the person behind the Philippine National Game for their closing remarks. So we'll start with Edward Haiko. Maybe Edward Haiko first.
Thank you very much for the support you're giving the organizers. We hope to see you and please enjoy the games.
Okay, Attorney Nanin, yeah.
See you all in the games.
And of course, Noni Lopez.
Noted on the awards, on the results, I want to talk to Robert to make sure that you get results fast.
Andy Luis.
Yes, thank you for all your support and let's do hope for the success of the PAG campaign.
And of course, finally, our overall chairman of the Philippine National Games. We wish him luck. And of course, the Cebuanos will be hosting. Okay, Ramon Fernandez for his remarks.
Nagkakaroon salamat pagkalin ninyo. I'm sure your hands will be full in the coming days, and I know you can handle your job well. No? So, pagtabangay ta, kung doon ka may problema, ato lang pong tanong, walay, kung init ang ulo, ha?
for the PNG. Later on, we'll have another, anak sa medals na siya, pero para na sa symbolism na ng fight. Okay, kanila sa una. Can you stand up, Prisoner Mon? And hold this one. Dito. Dito, dito. Huwag kayong mama. Okay, Becky. Okay. Hawak ka, Noni. Hawak sa medal.
Kaya sa data, pag nalito lang, hindi kami na po. Puli-puli. Puli-puli.
Ano mas tagal sa yung province kaysa yung city? Tagal yung province.
Oy, ako. Okay. Desa. Ay, kuya, imong itong disabilitan niya.
Okay.
One more.
Good luck, everyone. So, if you have any questions, you can still ask questions to our PSC officials. And now, I think the buffet table is ready. So, let's face the buffet table as we pray. Bless us, O Lord.